Scorpio, your week commencing the 28th of April forecast begins with your two rulers in a very powerful standoff that reached the peak as last week came to a close. So through this week they're still broadly in opposition. In fact, they have been on this particular phase since the 18th of April. If you have found that your desire to achieve more professionally, punch through and gain the traction around your goals and ambitions has been thwarted somehow, perhaps by home needs or circumstances, that may have created some frustration. But in fact, the opposition between Mars and Pluto across these two signs peaked at the 3rd of January. So it's possible that it is something that you've been experiencing for some while. What's different this time is the Sun intersected them and does still do so as the week begins on the back of the new moon. So whatever you're trying to get right in terms of that work-life balance, essentially the new moon's asking you to achieve some kind of harmony, or at least give and take with the people that you have to interact with. Now the 7th house new moon can be about romance, but not necessarily. It certainly is about relating, but it can also be where we set our boundary. It can be where we're combative. It may be where we need to work with people who are competitors. And because Mars is in such a dominant location, it's possible that some Scorpios may want to in some ways be a little bit in charge of relationships. But if that need to be in charge is a cover for some vulnerabilities, Pluto in the 4th house, Pluto's retrograde, which begins at the end of this week for 5 months, is certainly going to ask you to reflect on why that may be. But of course, Venus, the relator, has been in a tense connection with Saturn for the whole of April. As far back as January the 19th, they first came into a conjunction, twice since then. But as you come into this week, they're beginning to, in the case of Venus, to move forwards, and by Wednesday goes into a much more practical location. If you are looking to achieve a better outcome professionally, with a partner, with a housemate, it is really down to a little bit more cooperation. And Venus in the 6th house puts the emphasis on thoughtful, practical gestures, not just the romantic stuff. But if you are wanting to bring some extra spark into your romantic situation, if there is a tendency for either you or your partner to want to be the person in charge, that isn't very helpful, and that can come up again with the quarter moon at the end of this week. So we boil it all down, there's a lot of tension in the air, a lot of strutting from Mars being in such a dominant area, but essentially the best outcome will come from trying to improve cooperation in all sorts of interactions with others. Please check out my new website at patrickarundell.com. There are loads of cosmic goodies there for you to enjoy. You can download your free natal birth chart, sign up for your free daily written horoscope, or your daily moon natal horoscope based on your unique birth data. Love horoscopes are back, and also there's my long-standing amazing three-card tarot. patrickarundell.com. Please see the link below for more.